Hey, good morning, everyone. As we get started with another 3 minutes with God, um, let us go ahead and get started. We will be looking at uh, Jeremiah chapter 1, uh, beginning at verse number 5. A very, very familiar and known passage. Um, so let us go ahead and start the timer. So Jeremiah 1 and 5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations." God is saying and telling Jeremiah that before he was even formed, uh, that God had already knew who he was, knew what he would do, um, and had been commissioned to do a few things even before he was even formed. This just shows a couple of things. It shows one, the power of God. This shows the um, all knowingness of God, if that's a word. But it just shows that God is all knowing, and it shows that God is everlasting. It shows uh, that God is much more powerful and much more knowing and than mankind. Because I mean, you look at this. He says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you," and so uh, the guy is saying before he even formed and placed Jeremiah in his mother's womb, before he was even conceived, that God knew who he was. God knew all about him, uh, and uh, even more than that, he says, "Before I formed you, I knew you." Um, and before you were born, I sanctified you. Uh, before Jeremiah was even born, he was born set apart. And that's what that word sanctified means. Sanctified just simply means is you're being set apart, and so. Um, as Jeremiah was before he was even born, he was sanctified, he was set apart, he was ordained as a prophet to the world, and that his ministry would go out to the world. And this is even before he takes his first breath. This is before he blinks his eye the first time. This is all of this has happened before Jeremiah is even thought of by his parents. Um, and that is good news, because that shows us that we're not accidents. We are not our lives are more than um, just material possessions and money and all of these things. That God has sanctified us. God has given us different things, and God has called us to do certain things. And this is again before we were even thought of by our parents. So I will leave you with this: is just know, first off, just know that you're not an accident. Regardless of what anyone may say, that God knows who you are, and that is the best thing about it. Because even though men may not know your name, God knows who you are, and God has called you to do a lot of things for Him. So God bless you, and have a great day.